What's up, guys? G Infinite here. Today I'll be talking about my vintage collection. This is a new kind of like Marvel Legends vintage card look. This is like the retro Spider-Man and then the retro Iron Man that we're looking at there. And of course this Spider-Man really cool. Like the way they made the extra head sculpt with the half face there. And then of course the slice of pizza. And then Iron Man here, of course they gave him the blasters for the hands. And very old school Iron Man that we're looking at here. I like what they did. And then they dropped Captain America. And this is like the old school hard card retro Captain America right here. And one thing is that I noticed was the interchangeable hand with the shield. Just a really cool look. These are all the ones that just came out not too long ago. I decided to get them. I usually collect the Marvel Legends, but these are very similar in scale to the Marvel Legends, so I decided to go ahead and pick them up. This is Wolverine that we're looking at, and one thing I like is the additional head sculpt that it brought. And then of course kind of like the unmasked Wolverine there, which is really cool. Like the way they did that. And then this is traditional, of course, that we're looking at Wolverine outfit. Very cool. And then the Punisher, I mean, man, they did it really cool because this looks very old school, very vintage Punisher. And then of course you see there the War Journal kind of Punisher with the head sculpt and the bandana, almost like a Rambo look, but of course Punisher is Punisher. So like the way they gave that silver metallic bazooka there, and just really cool, man. Really like this figure a lot. And then of course Black Widow. Black Widow, very cool. Like what they did here. This is a very old school retro look to Black Widow. And then they gave her, of course, 2 pistols there. Kind of like that spy kind of pistols there. And just a really nice touch to Black Widow. And then over here, probably one of my favorite figures is the Scarlet Spider that we're looking at there. Sorry about that. Scarlet Spider, really cool. I like the fact that they gave him 2 interchangeable hands, the web shooting hands there that we're looking at. And then of course, the extra head sculpt there. Very neat. Yeah, so this Scarlet Spider has a lot of similarities to the Scarlet Spider that was dropped, I think in the Rhino Build-A-Figure wave, but that's just my opinion. And then over here, you have a very cool Black Panther. I like the fact that they gave him 2 interchangeable hands. And not only that, but they gave him kind of like that kind of like blast, transparent, very clear, kind of like blast coming out of the hands. Almost like what they did for Iron Fist, but these are like very clear. I guess maybe to show how fast he moves, I'm assuming, but very cool. This is the Black Panther figure, and this is a very cool look to the Black Panther. Then here you have Vision. I like what they did with Vision. One thing that I noticed about this Vision is that it does come with an extra head sculpt, and if you're looking at there, it's the Ultron head sculpt. So that's pretty neat. The fact that Vision comes with the Ultron head sculpt. And then here a very old school look and vintage look to Hawkeye. This is the Hawkeye that we all know in the comic books. And of course, there you see Hawkeye at his best. And of course, the bow and the arrow, which gets connected to the back portion. So that's really, really cool. Ant-Man, old school Ant-Man. Like what they did with this Ant-Man. The fact that they dropped this Ant-Man with a wasp. There you see the wasp. And she's extremely small, so I'll go ahead and focus in on that a bit. And a very cool Ant-Man, like the helmet. That old school comic book vibe. Hank Pym. And then here is the Wasp. This is really cool because the Wasp now comes with also a very small Ant-Man there. There you see the very miniature Ant-Man there in his shrinking form. And then, of course, the old school Wasp. Alright guys, now getting into the newest San Diego Comic-Con 80 years X-Men Uncanny, the Uncanny X-Men Storm. They did such an amazing job. This is the 1990s Jim Lee kind of era. This Storm looks really cool, like what they did, and the fact that they gave her kind of like that lightning there, just really amazing Storm. Very old school traditional Storm. And then they dropped Iceman. That's also part of that same wave, the 80 years. This is from San Diego Comic-Con, and this is the Uncanny X-Men. And you're looking at Iceman there. Real cool. Like the fact that they're giving these figures really cool effects. There you see kind of like the ice. So that's a really nice touch to Iceman. Same way that they gave Storm her lightning over here. They gave Iceman the actual ice there that you're looking at. Really cool. And then one of my favorites, and I was really anticipating this guy, Silver Samurai. I got another one because I want to do a small scene and show you guys how cool this is. Definitely get another one, especially if you're a big Wolverine fan, because you know this is one of those enemies. Silver Samurai and Wolverine have had their battles, so really, really cool. Just the look on Silver Samurai alone, really amazing. And they gave him the two swords that you're looking at there. And that's just a little better look at Silver Samurai. And this is also from the 80 years, Marvel 80 years, the Uncanny X-Men. And then they dropped Wolverine, which this is another Wolverine. Of course, if I'm going to put Silver Samurai to fight, definitely this is a cool Wolverine, because this is kind of like the ninja Wolverine. And I'll show you exactly what kind of battle scene I put that Silver Samurai up against what kind of Wolverine. So this is really, really cool. Like the fact that they gave that Wolverine kind of like a mean look. And then they gave him two interchangeable hands. And they gave him that sword there that you're looking at. And just they made him look really mean. Love the whole black and red look. And there you see that kind of look for Wolverine. Very, very cool. And then they dropped Cyclops. I was really excited about this Cyclops, mainly because he does come with an interchangeable head sculpt. But the effects on this Cyclops is something they should have done with all the Cyclops that they dropped by Hasbro, which is kind of like that shooting effect from the eyes, that beam that he shoots. Very, very cool. And they actually gave him that laser coming out of the eyes. And if you guys remember the old school retro ones, when they dropped, I mean, they had kind of like, for Cyclops, I remember he had like a little thing on the back, and you would actually press it or push it in, and you could actually see the eyes light up. But this is a way cooler effect, especially to put him in a battle scene. It just looks really cool. And I love the fact that they gave him like these fresh colors of metallic blue and white. And that is a very cool, this is also from the 80 years, the Uncanny X-Men Cyclops. And there you see the interchangeable head sculpt with the beam that he shoots. Now, last but not least, Dazzler. I mean, Dazzler, they did such an amazing job with her. And let me give you a better look at that. This is Dazzler, and Dazzler's old school X-Men. I mean, I know Hasbro did drop a Dazzler, but this Dazzler is really, really neat. Looking into Dazzler right here, like the fact that they gave her kind of like that rogue jacket, brown look right there to the jacket. And then, of course, there you see kind of like that star in the center. And then, of course, the traditional Dazzler. This is the old school comic book Dazzler there. And you see the red bandana. And, of course, the pink beams on the hands. Those are really, really neat. And, yeah, it just looks really cool. And of course, Dazzler, for those of you that remember, she would like put her hands together and kind of like make like almost like a gun and just shoot like these beams, almost like a Jubilee effect. And it's just really, really cool. And this is Dazzler from the Uncanny X-Men 80 years. Alright guys, so this is a real small battle scene with some of my hand ninjas and Wolverine. This, by the way, if you're looking for this kind of Wolverine, this is the ninja Wolverine from the X-Men classics. Very, very cool. Like what they did. They gave him a lot of weapons, and this, he also has a sword there. I decided to put that X-Men Classics Wolverine against Silver Samurai, which looks amazing. This is the Silver Samurai that we're looking at from the 80 years. And this is the one that I showed you guys in the box set. Of course, I had to get another one only to put him up against my Ninja Wolverine. And it just looks really, really cool. I mean, I have an amazing battle scene set up for this kind of display with hand ninjas, a couple more hand ninjas that I do have. And this is what it looks like, man. I'm just giving you guys kind of like a small preview of more or less what I'm going to be doing. Of course, probably a little bit more posable, and of course the hand ninja's not so stiff there, but more like in a fighting pose. But this is what it looks like, and that is the Silver Samurai from the 80 years Uncanny X-Men with hand ninjas. These hand ninjas came in a double box set, and this is from Hasbro as well. Some of these came with I think Nick Fury and Dun Dun Dugan, so really, really cool. And then right here, X-Men Classics, the Ninja Wolverine. If you're looking for him, that's where you'll find him. And he definitely has a younger look to him, so it just fits. Really, really cool. So this is the setup, and I hope you guys enjoyed this retro look to the X-Men Classics. These are the vintage retro X-Men, and of course you can tell because Dazzler's in that set. You have that old school Storm, and it's just really, really cool. So hope you enjoyed my retro collection. Stay tuned for the next episode. Please subscribe, hit that bell for the next notification, and definitely hit us with a like. I'm G Infinite. Peace out, YouTube.